Right now on Up with KREM, the peak of the windstorm may be over, but weather conditions remain breezy for this Tuesday.
Electrical failure. This morning, thousands remain without power across the inland northwest.
A big, loud boom. I thought, what happened?
A windy day across the inland northwest led to trees falling on homes and cars. The windstorm that ripped through the inland northwest took its toll on Spokane city parks.
Up with KREM begins now.
We are tracking some breaking news this morning. An Amber Alert has been issued for a 3-year-old girl from Western Washington. This is Faith Collins. She was last seen in Bothell at 2:30 this morning. Now, she has blonde hair, blue eyes, and is 4 foot 1 inch tall. Faith was last seen wearing a black dress and beige pants with black stars on them. Now, her mother's car was actually stolen while Faith was inside of that car. Now, that car is a 2001 gold Honda Accord. The license plate on that car is BWW 8403. If you see that car or if you have any information as to where she might be, please call 911 right away. Well, good morning and thank you so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis. Now, yesterday's windstorm has many people waking up to fallen tree branches and even property damage. So we do have team coverage on Up with KREM all morning long, giving you a look at what the conditions are like before you head out the door today. So Nicole Hernandez is live this morning with reactions to the storm and any damage that residents are seeing this morning. Also, our Malia Kamal is live taking a look at the damage to our parks across the Spokane area. But before we get to both of them, let's get right to meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, that wind really picked up yesterday. Is it going to remain that same strong today? It's not going to be as strong for this afternoon, to answer that question right off the bat, but it's not exactly calm outside for this morning. There is still a decent breeze out there, and wind advisories still remain in effect across the Palouse, southern and central Washington, but in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, we did drop the high wind warning alert from yesterday. So a decently breezy day today, but should not see any further damage as a result, and if anything, it would be very, very minor. Still, again, still some pretty strong westerly winds kind of in the upper levels of the atmosphere, helping to drive some of the leftover winds, but the core of the windstorm is now well off to the east and now is going to be much more of a problem for the northern plains for today. Right now, still a 22-mile-per-hour wind, and what you really are going to notice outside is how cold it is. The wind chill is well down into the teens because of the strong winds and some of the cooler temperatures. Some of us are below the freezing mark temperature-wise, and then you factor in that 20-mile-per-hour wind. Feels like 17 in Spokane. It feels like 19 degrees in Pullman. So obviously a very cold start to the day, and it will stay breezy for most of the day, but not expecting any more damage on top of what we had from yesterday's windstorm. Now, we are also tracking some power outages this morning. Right now, Avista is reporting just over 2,000 people are without power. Now, a majority of the people without power are in the Eddyville area just outside of Coeur d'Alene. Now, taking a look at inland power, just over 300 people with them are without power this morning. A majority of those outages are in Spokane County, and as of now, Northern Lights is not reporting any outages as of right now. So, of course, we'll continue to keep you updated here on if anything changes and on the latest on these power outages. Now, in the meantime, fire crews are still battling a wind-fueled wildfire just north of Nespelem. Now, a communications specialist with the Colville tribe says wind gusts toppled power lines and trees. The fire reached 200 acres since yesterday afternoon. As of last night, though, crews currently have the fire 60% contained. Now, you might remember last summer, Nespelem was hit really hard when wildfire swept through, destroying 7 homes. Of course, we'll continue to update you on this fire as we learn more information. Now, as yesterday's windstorm toppled dozens of trees across the inland northwest, this morning our Nicole Hernandez is live giving us the very latest on damage throughout our area. So, Nicole, I understand you've been driving around in our KREM 2 storm tracker this morning. What have the roads been like this morning?
Hey, Channing, so we're starting off here at Ash and Rowan right now, and I mean, you can see it behind me. This speaks for itself how huge this tree is that is down in the middle of not just one, but about 3 different people's front yards here, completely blocking part of the lane here on Ash right here. Cars are having to swerve around these cones in this area right now, so as traffic picks up, this will be a little bit of an issue as cars are working to get around this spot right here. This is not going to be easy to clean up. This is a full full tree earlier yesterday. This was apparently blocking the entire road of ash. They were able to cut this tree to get it at least out of the entire roadway. Now though, still blocking some of this lane here, and this is not, of course, the only damage that we've seen from this windstorm. Over on the lower South Hill, 16th and Perry, there is also another tree down similar to this, except that one actually fell partially onto a house. There's also some damage at Carnahan and 8th that sparked a brush fire. Crews were able to get that one pretty quickly though, because of course that brush fire was a top priority. One thing I do want to mention though is that this actually fell way down in the front yard, excuse me, way down there. You probably can't even see it just because of how dark it is right now. A full tree stump down completely, roots out of the ground and everything, completely crushing that neighbor's fence line as well. So a lot of damage this morning. We're going to be driving around showing you the different spots that are really causing trouble in our city. For now, I'll send things back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Now, Spokane City Parks also suffered a lot of damage in the windstorm. KREM 2's Malia Kamal is live right now. Malia, what are you seeing where you are?
Channing, I'm seeing a lot of damage. Now here at the Coeur d'Alene Park in Brown's Addition, there are several trees that are scattered throughout the area that have actually fallen down, and we've counted maybe about 3 or 4. Now if you look right behind me, you can see this massive tree that looks at least 20 feet tall, if not more, has been, the roots of the tree have been just, I mean, it's literally the winds. You could see how just how bad the winds were if you look at the roots right over here. Now this is just shows the damage that we're seeing here in the area. Now this isn't the only damage. There have been other parks that have received extensive damage as well. Now the Spokane Parks Department says that 4 trees fell down at the golf course, which is the River Golf Course, with 1 tree at the Indian Canyon Golf Course. Now 2 also fell at the Mantito Park, with another one at the Comstock Park. Now this is just what we're seeing throughout the area. Now if you would like to report these trees, you're being encouraged to reach out to 311. Live in Spokane, Malia Kamal, KREM 2 News.
All right, thank you, Malia. Now, viewers also sent us these images and videos from yesterday's storm. Take a look at this one. This is from Tawny in Elk. She shared this video of the hail that went through her neighborhood around 11:15. Now, this is just unbelievable because if you listen to it, you're thinking it's rain. No, that's actually hail. And you can see just how hard the wind is blowing her flag there, indicating just how strong the winds are there, well, as of yesterday. And then this one, another viewer sent us this one. This is from Nico Guzman sharing this video from Spangle. A lot of people have been surprised by just how quickly the hail came and it went and the damage that it left behind, because we all know that hail can be so incredibly damaging. And I'll take a look at this one too. Another viewer video sent us this time-lapse video. This is from Andy Brown in Spokane. You can see just how much the trees are moving on this hillside in this time-lapse video. Of course, this is sped up some, but it's just showing you how quickly the wind was moving throughout our area yesterday. Unbelievable to see. Now, of course, if you have any storm video or photos that you'd like to send us from yesterday, you can text those to us at 509-448-2000. Now, in the meantime, people using the Keller Ferry to travel across the Columbia River on State Route 21 had to find an alternative route. Now, the ferry was removed from service because of the high winds yesterday. Crews reported winds near 70 miles per hour north of the landing on the Columbia River. Travelers can find any Keller Ferry service changes on the Washington State Department of Transportation travel alerts page or their Twitter account. Now, again, for the latest on the damage from yesterday's windstorm, text the word wind to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with all of that information right to your phone. And again, if you have witnessed any damage in your area, you can send us photos or even videos of what you're seeing to that same number. It's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. Grant County is seeing an increase in flu cases. The county health department is currently monitoring the flu outbreak in an assisted living facility. There's also been an outbreak among school-aged children and in kids younger than 5. They're reminding people with the flu that they're the most contagious in the first 3 to 4 days after their illness begins. North Idaho College has received a warning for not having a properly functioning governing board. Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities says North Idaho College has a year to make the changes. The college will have several monitoring requirements to ensure the Board of Trustees achieves compliance and restores effective governance. However, North Idaho will remain accredited. Well, Governor Brett Little kicked off a narcotics prevention roundtable yesterday in Coeur d'Alene. The Idaho legislature approved $250,000 to combat the smuggling of fentanyl and other drugs into the state. The investments also included a 20% increase to Idaho State Patrol funds and 15% for general funds. And a big announcement from Lexi Hull. Hull announced that she will be foregoing her final year of eligibility at Stanford to enter the WNBA draft. This announcement comes after she helped lead the Cardinals to the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. Hull thanked the Stanford community and said it was time to chase her dream. CBS Sports projects Lexi Hull to be drafted in late first to the early second round. Well, new funding has school districts across Idaho expanding free full-day kindergarten. The recently signed House Bill 790 pushes another $46 million toward early education literacy. School districts across the state can use the money however they see fit. For several districts, implementing full-day kindergarten is a top priority.
Early literacy is always important. Knowing that we have some families that are unable to help support their kids in that, it allows us more time with those students to be able to give them that early foundational skills that they need. Also allows us to not have to catch them up so much in first grade, so we're ahead of the game.
According to the 2021 Idaho Reading Indicator Assessment, 40.8% of all kindergarten students scored at grade level. That number increased to 46% for first graders. The state's literacy funding is approved every year, meaning this increased funding is a one-time deal. But Idaho education advocates see this as a step in the right direction. A new anti-COVID drug is available to Washingtonians, where you can find a free COVID test if your insurance no longer covers it. Plus, flights continue to be delayed or canceled across our region. What you can do to make spring break travel less of a headache.
And here's the one thing you need to know about today's weather. While it won't be as windy as yesterday, it's still fairly windy and decently breezy outside for today. Still expecting wind gusts between 30 to 45 miles per hour this afternoon.